Folks, it's your favorite NBA Yap artist back at it again. We knew coming into this NBA season that this had the potential to be a very special rookie class. It was highly touted. We knew that there were some high lottery, superstar upside level guys, and we're only a few games into the season for most teams, but it is pretty apparent that this is going to be a special rookie class. The top high-end lottery, first, second, third, fourth overall picks are having fantastic starts to their NBA career. And you've got some, mid-first round, late first round, second round guys who are already making big impacts on their teams as well. So let's talk about it. If you guys like this content, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. Like the video. It's free. I mean, Jesus Christ. And also, over half of you aren't subscribed to the channel. So, do with that information what you will. Let's take a sip of coffee. That's great. Nespresso, you have outdone yourself this time. And let's get into it talking about some of these rookies because, again, they've been fantastic, starting with the 101, Cooper Flagg, who I do think has looked good so far to start the season. He has improved dramatically throughout his first three games. Obviously, he kind of had a letdown of a first game against the San Antonio Spurs. How much of that was nerves from Cooper Flagg? How much of that was the fact that he was going up against the best player in the sport, in Victor Wembanyama? And yeah, I just said what I said. The best player in the sport. How about that little up and under? That's a nice little move. This spin move that Cooper Flagg has, he's going to have a counter to it because it is his go-to move that he spams, but also he's really good at it. And we see guys in the league spam that spin move all the time. It's a big reason why one of his big comparisons was Pascal Siakam was because of that spin move. He's got the frame. He's got the length, where the athleticism and the quickness, obviously, where that spin move is very effective, and he makes up a lot of space with it. But through three games, Coop is nearly 17 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists to go along with 1.5 stocks per game on pretty okay efficiency, which is really impressive to me considering the fact that he's playing point guard. I thought this was something that maybe they would deploy over the course of the season. I thought this was something they would absolutely go to. And by the way, a play like this is very encouraging, right? I just love the way him and AD do have pretty good chemistry that's getting better each game. But, look at how natural this looks for him. This was one of the encouraging things from him at Duke was how he handled the pick and roll as a ball handler. But look how he just has Emmanuel quickly on his hip and how he patiently waits for Scotty Barnes in this drop to commit to Flagg to open up that lob for AD. Like that's pretty polished shit for an 18-year-old kid in his third game playing point guard as a 6'9" Swiss Army knife forward. So that's the stuff that's really encouraging. But all those numbers I said, it's impressive to me. And the fact that I think he's been incredible defensively as well, guarding guards. Like he's been guarding guards a lot of the times. And I think he's looked really good. Super encouraged by him. You just see the way that he impacts the basketball game at every single level. Every single level. It's so clear and obvious how he impacts the game. He's gotten better each and every game. And we've seen, and sometimes this is how it works for young guys, very hesitant in that first game against San Antonio, wasn't looking for a shot, wasn't looking at the rim, was a little bit more aggressive in the second half. The results weren't quite there, but he was a little bit more aggressive in the second half. Game against the Wizards, game starts the same way. Not really looking at the rim, not really looking to generate offense for himself. And that there's a ripple down effect, a trickle down effect there where if your guard's not looking for offense for himself, it's hard to look for offense for others a lot of the times. So, and then the fourth quarter comes along and 11 points in the fourth quarter for Cooper Flagg. He's the reason they got back in that game. And it just felt like the moment tip-off happened. And then his third career game here against the Raptors, it was just an onslaught from him. He was so aggressive, looking for a shot, looking to get to the rim and attack the rim. I love it. He's a very good player, and he's going to be fantastic. Look out! Oh! And he punches it. He's had a lot of dunks so far, too. But it's not just him. He was drafted first overall. The Mavs won the lottery. Everybody cried and pissed in their pampers about it, obviously. Guys, what you really should be crying about is this man right here, okay? Dylan Harper. The Spurs get the number 2 overall pick and are able to pair Dylan Harper, who I think is going to be an absolute fucking star in this league, with Victor Wembanyama. It's a joke, and we all should be crying and complaining about it, okay? He's at 16 points per game so far to start the year, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He already has great chemistry with Victor Wembanyama, finding him when those two have a two-man game, when Victor Wembanyama sets screens for him and rolls to the rim, but also just finding him when Wemby's cutting or Wemby's around the dunker spot, whatever the case may be. He's looked really, really good so far to start the season. Gets to the rim whenever he wants to, right? His finishing has been good, and that was one of the things that people were worried about a little bit with him. But his finishing's been fantastic so far to start the season. And again, his decision-making and playmaking have been on point. This guy is an absolute nightmare to have next to Victor Wembanyama. I tweeted this out whenever I was watching this game yesterday. This Nets-Spurs game, Castle and Harper have both looked so good to start the year. I don't know what that means for Fox when he comes back. People kind of interpreted that as me saying they should trade De'Aaron Fox. I do think maybe down the line. I wasn't saying that right now. I was more saying, like, you have to play Fox and Castle and Dylan Harper a good amount of minutes. I think a lot of people just kind of penciled in Dylan Harper almost having not a redshirt season, so to say, but more like a season where 15, 16 minutes a game. I think he's ready for way more than that. And his development and his future is way more important than anything else, really, at least in terms of like De'Aaron Fox. Again, like his moves are just great, finishing through contact. He's been phenomenal so far to start the season, but it is absolutely horrifying that Dylan Harper and Victor Wembanyama are going to be paired alongside one another for the next however many years. Again, we want to cry about Cooper Flagg. Cry about this. This shit's actually rigged. This one was the actual rigged one, and he knew, and Silver knew he could do it because he knew everybody would be crying and complaining about the Mavericks winning the lottery justly, right? No rigging there. That was just basketball gods giving us one. So he decided, let's rig number 2. Let's get Dylan Harper with Wemby. I mean, that'd be a cool pairing, right? Fuck you. We know what you're up to. VJ Edgecombe, obviously, the most points in a rookie debut since Wilt Chamberlain. It's actually kind of crazy to me that it's been since 1999 that a rookie has scored 30 in their first game. I just kind of thought over the course of history, somebody would have done it, like in the last nearly 30 years. So good for VJ Edgecombe. The thing with VJ that surprises me the most, one, his playmaking, his passing, his decision-making has been really impressive for a guard like him, and especially a guard who is like not... There's obviously was upside with him, kind of like an Anthony Edwards type, where it's like, this guy could turn into a lead ball handler one day, but it wasn't really like something that was a huge strength of his coming into the draft, after the draft, but he's looked really good so far, looks really comfortable with the ball in his hands, looks really comfortable as a decision maker. And one of the things that's really surprised me, and it really surprised me in the game one, is just how involved he is in the offense. You know, I kind of thought year one, he'd be more of a play finisher, but man, he has the ball in his hands a bunch, and they run a lot of offense through him, and he's initiating a lot of offense, and he's looked good so far in that role. And him and Maxey are a very fun backcourt duo to watch. They're quick. They've got athleticism. They've got so much speed off the bounce. Like it is pretty fun to watch. Now I am interested to see what this heavy involvement looks like, you know, when McCain comes back, what this heavy involvement looks like as Embiid kind of ramps up, because one, Embiid's looked like fucking shit, but also two, he's been on a very strict minute restriction so far. But again, just taking guys out the dribble, he's going to be a highlight reel. I mean, he's going to be an absolute highlight reel, and his shooting looks great as well. So these three at the top of the draft, I mean, we talk about next year's draft and how loaded the top 3 looks with Boozer and Peterson and DiVincenzo. I'll get there with their names. Don't worry about it. But man, Edgecombe, Dylan Harper, and Cooper Flagg just look phenomenal. Top 3 picks. All 3 of those guys look like future stars in the league, and they've all looked good to start the year. And so is Kon Knueppel. I mean, Kon Knueppel was drafted 4th overall. He's looked solid as well. I think he's at like 50% from 3 so far to start this his rookie year. I think he leads all rookies in 3-pointers made, but he looks exactly as advertised, right? I don't know what the ceiling necessarily is for Kon Knueppel, and if his ceiling is, hey, I'm just like a rock solid role player who makes the right choice every single time with the ball in his hands and plays defense, and that's a really good player in the NBA. And that's exactly what he's been so far. It's been exactly as advertised. Quick decision maker, quick trigger from 3. Everything that he does is within the flow of the game. Never really plays outside of himself. And these kind of scrappy Hornets, they've had a really shitty schedule to start the year, but they've looked good. They've looked competitive, and he's been a big reason for that. And they've dominated the minutes that he's played in. He was a plus 19 last night, but I think over the course of the season, they've looked really good in the minutes that Kon Knueppel's played in. Looks exactly as advertised. All the stuff that we thought Kon Knueppel would be good at, he's good at. Good NBA player right out the gates, contributing to winning basketball. But guess what, guys? He's not the only Charlotte Hornet. Sion James has looked really solid so far. to start this season, both offensively and defensively, hustles all over the floor, dirty work type dude, has been playing some really good basketball. And also, I don't know if the stats bear it out necessarily. I don't know. I'd have to look up at what Ryan Kalkbrenner is averaging so far to start his career. But I do kind of like him. It does feel like this Hornets group has a really solid rookie trio that are all just really solid NBA guys. I don't know if any one of them necessarily has huge star upside. Obviously, Kon Knueppel would be the one if any of them did. But they're all three just good basketball players, right? And I like Kalkbrenner's two-man game with LaMelo quite a bit. And I don't think it's a coincidence. He's playing a lot of minutes early on for this Charlotte Hornets team. I mean, he's at 25 minutes a game through the first 3 games of the season. And I like him and LaMelo's two-man game. I think LaMelo's been good to start this year as well. I going into the season, I said, I'm not doing the Charlotte Hornets shit again. I'm not getting sucked into the Charlotte Hornets only for them to embarrass me over the course of the season. I pick them to finish 9th or something in the conference, but they're kind of sucking me a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. They kind of are. So anyways, nice start for these 3 rookies in Charlotte. Sion James has been impressive as well. And I could be wrong, but Kalkbrenner was a second-round pick, and so was Sion James, right? Yeah, both these guys second-round picks. Good to see contributions right away from second-round guys. That's usually a really good sign, obviously. It goes without being said. You want your rookies to contribute right away. But usually these second-round guys, if they contribute right away, that means they're NBA guys. Like, they're ready to play. Trey Johnson, this dude's fun to watch. So I said if Cooper Flagg wasn't going to win Rookie of the Year, I thought it would be Trey Johnson. Dylan Harper's been a lot more involved right away than I thought he would be. Obviously, Fox injured has something to do with that. VJ Edgecombe has looked fantastic so far as well. But Trey Johnson, I like him. He's fun, man. He shoots the lights out of the fucking gym. Quick trigger, not scared at all offensively. He had a few buckets against the Mavs that were just like, whoa, okay. Dallas guy, so he's got to show out a little bit, obviously. But a few buckets like, I forgot who he shot it over, man, off the top of my head. It might have been Coop, honestly. But driving, gets to a spot mid-range, little jump stop and puts his shoulder into the defender and turns and hits a fadeaway over him. I like that shot a lot. He's looked good so far. He's a fun and exciting scorer who's going to have some big games, I think, early on his rookie year. I think just naturally the way he plays, the efficiency will probably not be, by the end of the year, right? The efficiency probably won't be like fantastic or anything like that. It's just classic rookie stuff for guards like this. But I think he'll show enough flashes offensively where it's pretty undeniable that he's an incredibly talented scorer and quite possibly, well, not quite possibly, almost certainly the best shooter, pure shooter in this draft class. I mean, he just looks confident shooting the ball from anywhere on the floor. He's had a solid start to his NBA career so far. 17 points a game, 43% from 3 on 7 attempts. He's getting those shits up there, man. He's getting them up there. Jeremiah Fears, fast as fuck. I mean, we knew that about him, right? But he's got that lightning quick first step. He's had a pretty solid start to his rookie career as well. His rookie season, NBA career, I guess I should say. Looks confident as a driver, right? Which is important because he's got, he's not the tallest guy. So I like his relentlessness when he drives. He's got a lot of moves in his bag. We've already seen them here on display on this little highlight clip right here. Deaccelerations, Euro steps, all of it. Confident in this little mid-range spot right here, which these small guards, Jalen Brunson has proved this, but it's been true throughout NBA history. You got to be confident in that little mid-range spot with your fall-away jumpers and your floaters. Jeremiah Fears has looked really solid so far to start his career with the New Orleans Pelicans. Derek Queen, not as much. He hasn't looked terrible necessarily, but he's also coming off of a weird preseason where he was hurt for most of it. So I'll give Derek Queen some time. It's not that he's looked terrible or anything like that, but time will tell with Derek Queen. Obviously, they need him to be good because, well, the trade. Need I say more? I don't need to say more, especially if you're a Pelicans fan. But I like what I've seen from Jeremiah Fears so far. I like Fears, no pun intended. None of these guys look like they have any fear at all. All of these rookies look uber confident. Especially some of these scoring guys and some of these guys who have bigger roles in their offense right away, like Cooper Flagg, like Dylan Harper, like Jeremiah Fears. These guys are just relentless. And we'll see what it looks like over the course of the season when NBA defenses kind of figure out their tendencies and all right, this guy likes this move. When he's going left, he likes to do this. We'll see what they look like over the course of the season. That's why a lot of these guys end up running into rookie walls. But so far, these guys have been great. Who's next? Hugo Gonzalez. Offensively, it's a work in progress, obviously, but he does look fantastic defensively, and he's a fucking maniac out there. The Celtics team is utter garbage, trash, but he kind of feels like what we all sort of thought, and I really did think that Jordan Walsh was going to be somewhat similar to this, where he'd come in and be a contributor pretty much right away just because of his defense and his hustle. Unfortunately, that has not been the case. But Hugo Gonzalez, I don't know. It's actually interesting. I don't know if he would have gotten this opportunity if this were a fully healthy team that had a better chance of really contending due to all their injuries. But I've liked his energy, and I like the way that he's played defense so far. Just seems like an NBA player, right? Seems like an NBA player, and seems like a guy. Tatum comes back next year. Celtics make a few moves, and they're a lot more competitive next season. They're 0-3 already. They make some moves. They're more competitive next year. He's having some big moments and some big plays for them. That wouldn't be shocking to me whatsoever. Asa Newell, solid debut. I love the moment where they're playing the Magic. He's in the corner, shoots his three for his first career points. Wendell Carter Jr., hell no. When he goes up to shoot it, he shoots it, lets it go, immediately goes, hell yeah. Absolutely love that. Obviously, if you followed our 2K rebuild at all, you know that this is a slightly biased channel legend right here. Asa Newell got his jersey retired by the Dallas Mavericks in our 2K rebuild. But he's looked good so far. The three-point shot looks really, really smooth and really confident. That's a big swing. That's a big swing skill for him because he's kind of got that tweener size. Doesn't really project to be a center necessarily. And so for him to really kind of pan out as a forward, is that three ball is going to have to be good. And again, it looks confident. It looks smooth. He's been knocking him down so far to start his career through his first couple games. He's uber athletic. I love his energy. You know, the Hawks are just kind of stockpiling guys like this. And it's good because these are the guys you want in the NBA right now. So they've got a good thing cooking. They're like forward and wing rotation. Their young forward and wing rotation is pretty fucking impressive. With Zachary Richichet, Jalen Johnson, now Asa Newell thrown into the mix. It's been an encouraging first couple games for him. You know, he's knocked down 4 of his first 6 threes, I think, is what that number was. Obviously, you know, he's not going to be a 66% three-point shooter his career. But again, the fact that he's shooting them confidently, absolute menace on the offensive glass. Again, the hustle with his size. And if he's able to shoot threes, then you can throw him out there with Okongwu, and you can just have these gigantic jumbo lineups that are insanely athletic, can finish plays, play really well next to Trey. They're building something nice there. They really are. The Jazz, Ace Bailey dealing with the flu, hasn't really been good so far to start his career, but Walter Clayton Jr.'s looked pretty good. He reminds me, he moves like Jamal Murray. I mean, even his little jog back is just Jamal Murray-esque. Look at that little jog back. That looks like Jamal Murray jogging back. He just, going back to, I mean, how he looked in Florida, obviously, but he looked like this in Summer League. He looked like this in preseason. Just looks really good. God, what the fuck? The Kings are an absolute laughable joke, guys. We call them the sad Kings for a reason. Look at this defense. I mean, Walter Clayton Jr., nice bucket. But look how horrible this defense is. I'm actually at a loss of words for how absolutely shit the Sacramento Kings are. No offense to them, obviously. Actually, yes, offense. Full offense to them. But anyways, Walter Clayton Jr.'s looked pretty solid to start his NBA career as well. Just a professional scorer, professional scorer. Very comfortable with the ball in his hands. Really does have 3-level scoring upside and has competed so far defensively, which a guy his size will probably never be a good defensive player, obviously. But all you need to ask for him is that he can compete on that end, not be a total liability, be handsy, deflect passes, get steals, all of that. But always looking to move the ball ahead in transition and always looking to score. And that's when you have a lead guard, you got to be looking to score the basketball. It opens up everything else for you. So I've liked the way Walter Clayton Jr.'s looked so far. And, of course, the fucking Memphis Grizzlies. Cedric Coward's been incredible so far. And a lot of it is, he's like 78% from 3 or something. He was 6 of 6 in his last game. First rookie in Memphis Grizzlies franchise history to record 6 triples without a miss. Just couldn't miss. But obviously those 3-point shooting numbers will go down. But that was the thing with him. Nobody was quite sure whether or not the shooting was real with Cedric Coward. And it's looking like it's very real. And that changes things quite a bit for him. He's got real great defensive upside. Obviously, that was a big reason why he got drafted. And there's a lot of offensive stuff. There's always these guys in the draft. Hilariously enough, they always end up going around the same spot. But it's always this guy's got a little like Kawhi to his game. There's a little, like everyone always does this, even though Kawhi is kind of a one-of-one developmental story. But Cedric Coward's shot looks fantastic so far. And if his 3-point shooting is good, he's going to be a really fucking good NBA player for a long time. And he fits this Memphis Grizzlies team like a glove. But of course, it wouldn't be the Memphis Grizzlies if they didn't just pull like a middle second round guy out of their ass that has played really well so far to start the season. Enter Javon Small, who due to all the injuries they've had in the backcourt, has had to play a good chunk of minutes for this Memphis team. And he's been pretty damn good. Looks really comfortable with the ball in his hands, has been really good as a pick and roll ball handler, reading the defense, manipulating the defense on those possessions. It's middle of what pick was he? It was like 50th overall or some shit like that. 48th overall. The Grizzlies, man, they just have one of these dudes a year who is just like, yeah, we drafted him in the second round. But guess what? He's an NBA rotation player right away, and he's actually good. And it's like, okay, so you're just going to find one of these dudes every year. Huh? Last year it was Jalen Wells, who was who was a 39th overall pick. Immediately was one of the best rookies in the NBA. Did they have anybody the year before that? I'm trying to look through it right now. I don't know. G.G. Jackson. TBD on G.G. Jackson. Truth be told, TBD. Wasn't that the Vince Williams Jr. year though? When he was an undrafted rookie? Was that the same season? Or was that the Vince Williams Jr. breakout year? Either way, the Grizzlies just pull these guys out of their ass is basically the point I'm trying to get to. And it's been a really strong start to this rookie class's careers. And I'm very excited to see how it all unfolds. I'm very excited to see, these guys get more comfortable in their roles. Their roles become more defined. Some of these teams are going to get guys back from injuries, and that will help out guys. Like, in my opinion, if Kyrie does come back this season, which I 100% do think he will, I think that'll help out Cooper Flagg tremendously. I'll also be interested to see De'Aaron Fox comes back. What does that mean for Dylan Harper? Because he's looked fantastic so far, and he has to play minutes, right? Like, he has to play. Nick Clifford, somebody I'm really interested in. We just haven't seen enough of him just yet for me to mention him here. But Nick Clifford, somebody that I'm interested in. Igor Dioman, I want to mention him because obviously you had 5 first-round picks from this Brooklyn Nets squad. None of them have looked fantastic so far, to put it lightly. But Igor Dioman has shown some legit flashes that I think are pretty exciting for a player his size. The 3-ball is a big question mark for him, but it's looked not half bad, honestly. And he's made some solid defensive plays so far. Brooks Barnhizer, the Thunder guy, second round guy, is getting some early season minutes for them. Hustle, dirty work type player. I don't know if he's looked great necessarily, but also somebody else to watch. We're talking about the Thunder. He's not in this draft class, but he is a rookie. Nikola Topic, will be really interesting to see what he looks like when he's healthy and back, because I think he has a pretty big role to play in this Oklahoma City Thunder team. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about this year's rookie class. They've looked phenomenal so far to start. The fucking Grizzlies, man. They just churn these guys out. They just do it.